Hey everybody. So today I want to go over something I think is really important, and that is branding on Facebook. So we need to go out and find new people who have never seen our content before, but more importantly, we need to retarget those people who are watching our videos, who are liking our posts, and who are visiting our page, and who already like and follow us. So I'll show you how to do that, but first I want to get into a little bit of the science behind why this works, and that is called the mere exposure effect. So this is tapping into human psychology, and it basically says we trust what we see often. So I don't want to explain this. I've got a little bit better explainer video. So here it is. This is brought to you by Sprout Education. I've dropped a link in the description of this video. Here's their explanation.
The mere exposure effect is a psychological phenomenon by which we tend to like things merely because we are exposed to them. So simply exposing you to a random thing repeatedly makes you like it. And the same goes for pop songs, products, and people. When we plot the mere exposure effect on a graph with preferences on one axis and repetitions on the other, we will see that it takes about 15 repeats for the effect to reach its full potential. If the exposure is too excessive, people get annoyed, and if they didn't like the thing initially, repeating it can make it worse.
So that is why branding works. That's why advertising works in general. So one thing I did want to note there, though, is they say if your initial exposure is bad, then the more you see something, the more that is likely to be enforced. And another thing to take into consideration is the frequency. So if somebody sees something too often, that can also not be a good thing. So we'll kind of talk about that. But enough with this. Let's jump into it and I'll show you exactly how I do this. So the first place you'll want to go is business.facebook.com/settings. And that should bring you to a page that looks like this. If you're on multiple business managers, then you'll just have to choose which one houses your page. So the first thing I like to do is go in and say, okay, perfect. Pages, yep, that's there. That's the one I want to use. Then next, you just want to go to ad accounts and make sure you have an ad account set up so you can run ads. If you haven't done this, just make sure you have a card handy and it's pretty straightforward. So to actually build these campaigns, I'll go up to this where it says all tools. I'll click on ads manager and then I can start building my campaigns. So the first thing we want to do is build our campaign to go find new people who have never seen us before. So I'll hit create. And then this will be for engagement. Hit continue, and then I will do a manual engagement campaign. Perfect. And once we're here, my naming protocol. So I always like to separate people who I'm are seeing my stuff for the first time as my suspects, and then my retargeting audiences, I will call those people fans. So for this, I'll just name this engagement parentheses suspects. And then here, if you are a realtor or in the mortgage space or looking for uh, hirees, anything like that, so employment, credit, or housing, or if you're running this, if you're running for a local election, anything like that, you'll have to choose a special ads category. So I won't choose one for this, but for all these campaigns, if you're in any of those, you'll have to select those every single time you create a campaign. And then I like to turn on campaign budget optimization. Let's just say this is $10 a day. I'll be working off of a $30 a day total budget. Then I'll hit next. And now for this, I want to go up here and I want my conversion location to be on my ad. And then I'm going to optimize this for video through play. So this is what's considered a high intent viewer on Facebook. It's only 15 seconds, which I know does not sound like a lot, but in social media time, that's an eternity. So that's what I want to optimize for. And then I'll name this ad set engagement suspects dash broad, and you'll see in just a second why I called it that. So I don't need to set an end date. I don't need to turn on dynamic creative because I'm going to show you how to use a post that's already on your business Facebook page to do this. And then down here, this is what we'll want to adjust. So for this, I'm going to set my location to Missoula, Montana, because that's where I am. And then I'm just going to set this for a radius of 50 miles. And then classically, what people would do is come in here and put interests. So you had interest groups that you could use to target people. That has kind of died out. So they haven't really adjusted those or maintained them since about 2018. So now what we do is broad targeting. So this makes it so a lot of your targeting is based specifically on your content, and it's all about relevancy. So if I'm trying to sell to first-time home buyers, I'm going to make content that's relevant to first-time home buyers. So I would open my videos by saying, "Attention first-time home buyers," or "In the market for your first home," something like that. And that will really drive where that video is seen. Since Facebook is a free platform, their inventory is their eyeballs. And basically, we need to make it so the user experience makes sense for the people we want to be in front of. So Facebook won't serve an ad that's about AARP to somebody who is, let's just say, 30 years or younger. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit in their timeline. And so there's no need to serve it there. So I leave it there. I run it broad. Advantage placements, I always leave on automatic. So this will say, okay, Facebook can serve this ad on Instagram, Facebook, and basically anywhere else they can put it. It's the path of least resistance, and in the long term, it'll make all of your ads cheaper. So the next thing we'll do is hit next. And then here I will select my page. And if you have a business Instagram account, I would go ahead and link this here if it doesn't already show up. Then the next I want to do is under ad setup, it says use existing posts. And so I'll use an existing post. And just note in here, it will show you what you can and can't use. So anything that isn't grayed out like that, it'll also say whether it, can be used on Instagram. So it'll show you all of that kind of stuff. You can still definitely use it if it can't be used on Instagram. You just won't see Instagram placements, which isn't the end of the world. So I'll select that. And then down here under my primary text, I'm just going to take the first few words of this caption, and this is going to be what I name my ad, just so I can keep everything pretty straightforward. And that's it. So I'll hit publish. And now I've got my campaign that will go find new people who have never seen me before. But next, and maybe more importantly, we need to retarget those people who are engaging in that ad, watching our videos, etc. So we'll come over to this left side and hit audiences. And since this is a test account, I don't have any audiences. So we're starting from scratch. So I'll hit create a custom audience. The first one I want to make is my video view audience. So I'll come up here. In engagement type, I want people who have watched at least 15 seconds. Then you'll hit select videos. So if you're on multiple pages, this won't automatically go to the right page for the most part. So even the videos that have 0 views on them, that's totally fine because you will get views at some point. And if you don't see anything in here, you can always go to your Facebook page, your Instagram account, anything like that. And you should have some videos show up if you've posted before. Then I'll hit confirm. I make my retention 180 days on my video views, and then I'll name this 90-day VV parentheses fans. Then I'll hit create audience. Okay, so I've got that. Next, I want to go create another custom audience. This one will revolve around my Facebook page. So again, make sure this page is right. Then I want anybody who's visited my page. And then I want anybody who is engaged in any poster ad. And so for this, I'll leave it at 365. So I'll name this 365 day engagement parentheses fans. And then the last one we want to create is an audience that goes to the people who already like and follow your page. Facebook will not automatically do this. And again, just posting organically, you only reach about 2 to 3% of those people who are actively liking and following your page. So without us telling Facebook to do it, they just won't. So we'll go in here and then we'll select account center accounts who currently like or follow your page. And then I'll just name this one page likes and follows. Then we're done. So once that's there, don't worry if this shows up blank. You'll just have to hit all audiences. There they are. So we'll go back to campaigns and now we'll create our two retargeting campaigns. So go to create and we're going to create an engagement campaign to engage with those people who have already watched our videos, gone to our page, follow us, etc. So I'll click on engagement. Again, this will be a manual engagement campaign and I'll name this one engagement fans. Remember, if you're in a special ad category, select your special ad category. I'll turn on my campaign budget optimization. I don't need to A/B test. Hit next. And now we're naming our ad set level. So I'll name this engagement fans dash retargeting. And then I want this to also be on my ad. And then I'll optimize this for through plays as well. Just like the first time, I don't need an end date. This is where things change. So I need to, one, switch my location. So again, I'll be in Missoula, Montana. Set this to 50. And you want to keep these the same, just because it doesn't make sense to not retarget those people. And then the next thing I want to do is come down here to Advantage plus Audience and put in my custom audiences. I want all three of them. So here they are. Again, I don't mess with the age very much, if ever, um, or really any detail targeting. So I'll just use these, leave my Advantage plus placements on, and hit next. So here, I'm going to select my page again, use existing post. There it is. Copy the first few of this. That's going to be my ad name, and then I'll hit publish. Okay, so the last one I want to make is reach. So reach does not care about engagement. This is the billboard of Facebook, basically. So we just want to make sure that your face is seen as much as possible, because again, that creates that frequency and familiarity, and eventually people come to know what they've seen a bunch, like we referenced before in the mirror exposure effect. So I'll go up here to create. This is an awareness campaign. I'm gonna name this reach parentheses fans. Again, select your special ads category if you've got them. Turn on my campaign budget optimization, then hit next. I'm going to name this ad set reach fans dash retargeting. And for this, I want to leave it at maximize reach of ads. I'll select my page this time at the ad set level, not the ad level. I don't need to turn on dynamic creative. I don't need an end date. But again, add audience suggestion. This is where I'll go to insert my custom audiences. Again, I leave age everything. That's all good. Advantage, we like that. Then the last thing is to come here, use existing post. There it is. Grab the first few words of this. This will be my ad name. And then I'll hit publish. And that's it. So once you've got all these built, let's just say this is the first time you've run ads. So those custom audiences will be extremely small. I like to start off, let's just say I've got a $30 daily budget that I'm allocated right now. I'll start my suspect campaign at 28, and then I'll put these two at $1. You don't really ever want to shut them off. You just want to put a lower budget on them. So over time, as more people enter my custom audiences, I slowly want to switch this budget into my two retargeting campaigns. So let's just say after about a week, I've reached 10,000 people, let's just say. I would probably take about $8 of this, make it around 20, and put four on this one, four on this one. So it'd be 5, 5, and 20. And then as you keep growing those audiences, eventually you want to redisperse this to both these retargeting campaigns. So you're just nurturing and making sure that you're in front of people as much as possible. The last uh metric you might want to look at is frequency. So again, as they said on that video, reaching people too many times can be annoying. So you don't want a frequency of like 20. Um, so if you're getting that, that means you should go get some more new people. So if my frequency is even like 10, and I always look on a 30-day window, my frequency is like 10, I'll probably give some more budget to this suspects campaign. And a lot of this too depends on how large of an area you live in. I'm in Missoula, Montana, so it's not a ton of people. I think we've got like 70,000 in our city. So I might keep a little more budget to this and just watch that frequency, make sure it doesn't get too crazy. And you can also always just bring down your total daily allocated budget to make sure you're not annoying people. But that's about it. And then if I wanted to come in here and add to these campaigns, let's just say I've got 5 videos I want to do. I'll go in here, click on this, create an ad, choose my page again, use an existing post. I don't want to use this one this time. So let's just say I want to use this video. So I'd put that in here. Sometimes it'll automatically add a button. So if you want that, that's great. But if you don't, just make sure you remove that and then hit publish. It's that simple. Yeah. So as always, we can do this all for you and you don't have to do it. It does take a lot of time to go in here and monitor these ads, make sure they're not overspending, make sure your frequency is not too high, make sure your budget's allocated to the right spot, make sure things aren't getting rejected, make sure your ad account's not rejected, your business manager set up correctly. We can help you with all of that. But if you're a DIYer, and I totally get it because I'm the same way, I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below and let me know if there's any other subjects you'd like me to go over. Thanks.